Have you ever wondered what it's like to get around in Georgia, the small but fascinating country tucked between Europe and Asia? Whether you're a first-time visitor, a long-term traveler, or even considering making Georgia your base, understanding how to navigate its public transport system can make a huge difference in your experience. From the capital's metro system to scenic train rides, shared minibuses, and even cable cars, Georgia's transport options are as diverse as the landscapes they cross. Today, we'll break down how the system works, what you can expect, and how to make the most of your journeys here, all so you can explore the country with confidence. And as always, if you're planning a trip or a move, remember to research for yourself, since schedules, prices, and rules can change. Let's start in Tbilisi, Georgia's vibrant capital. Here, the star of the public transport system is the Tbilisi Metro, a two-line network that's clean, affordable, and surprisingly quick. It was opened during the Soviet era, so you'll see a mix of modern upgrades and retro architecture. Each ride costs just a few cents in local currency, making it one of the cheapest metro systems in the world. The trains run roughly every 2 to 5 minutes during peak hours and every 6 to 12 minutes at quieter times. To use the metro, you'll need a Metro Money card, which can be purchased and topped up at any metro station. The same card works for buses and the cable car that connects the Reich Park area to the Narikala Fortress. For travelers who plan to explore multiple areas of the city in a day, this system is incredibly convenient. Beyond the metro, Tbilisi's bus network is extensive. The city has introduced modern, low-floor buses in recent years, many equipped with air conditioning. Electronic boards at bus stops show arrival times in both Georgian and English. Fares are paid using the same Metro Money card, and transfers between metro and bus within 90 minutes are free. If you're traveling outside Tbilisi, chances are you'll encounter Georgia's most famous transport option, the marshtrutka. These are shared minibuses that operate on set routes between cities, towns, and even remote villages. Marshrutkas are the backbone of intercity travel in Georgia. They don't always follow a strict timetable. Instead, they often depart when full, so flexibility is key. Marshrutkas can be an adventure in themselves. You might share a ride with local families, musicians, or even people carrying market goods. While they're generally inexpensive and direct, comfort levels vary and taller passengers might find the seating a bit cramped. Still, for authentic travel experiences and reaching areas that trains and buses don't cover, marshrutkas are hard to beat. Speaking of trains, Georgia's rail network offers a slower but scenic way to get around. Georgian Railways connects Tbilisi with major cities like Batumi, Kutaisi, and Zugdidi. The Tbilisi-Batumi route is especially popular, running along the Black Sea coast for part of the journey. Tickets can be booked online, at stations, or through mobile apps, and you'll find both standard and high-speed services. While not as fast as marshrutkas for some routes, trains offer more space, the ability to move around, and beautiful views out the window. For those heading to Batumi, there's also a local bus and minibus network, along with seasonal bike rentals and a seaside promenade perfect for walking or cycling. Batumi even has an international airport with public bus connections to the city center. If you're traveling to mountainous regions like Svaneti or Tusheti, be aware that public transport options can be limited. In these areas, marshrutkas might only run once or twice a day, and sometimes not at all in winter due to weather conditions. Many travelers choose to rent a car or join a guided tour for these journeys. Research ahead of time is important here, as road conditions and availability can vary widely. One charming and unique aspect of Georgian public transport is its cable cars. Apart from the modern Reich Park cable car in Tbilisi, you'll find older Soviet-era cable cars in cities like Chiatura. These were once a main mode of transport for miners and residents and are now a fascinating piece of history, though some are no longer in operation or are being renovated. Taxis and ride-hailing apps also play a role in Georgia's transport landscape. Bolt and Yandex Go are the two main ride-hailing services, offering transparent pricing and generally lower fares than in many other countries. In smaller towns, you may need to negotiate taxi prices in advance, as meters are not always used. For environmentally conscious travelers, Georgia's growing interest in cycling is worth noting. While cycling infrastructure is still developing, especially outside Tbilisi and Batumi, rental services are becoming more common and scenic cycling routes can be found in rural areas. If you plan to travel extensively, planning your routes in advance can save time. Google Maps is somewhat reliable in Tbilisi, but less so in rural areas. Local apps like Tbilisi Transport Company for city travel or checking Facebook groups for marshrutkas schedules can be more accurate. It's also important to remember that public transport etiquette can differ slightly from what you might be used to. Giving up your seat for elderly passengers or parents with young children is considered polite. In marshrutkas, it's common to greet the driver and other passengers when boarding. Finally, if you're visiting Georgia during major holidays or festivals, transport demand can spike significantly, so booking train tickets early and allowing extra travel time is wise. Georgia's public transport might not be the most high-tech in the world, but it's affordable, accessible, and full of character. Whether you're gliding through Tbilisi's underground, bouncing along in a marshrutka to a mountain village, or watching the Black Sea roll by from a train window, the journey is just as much a part of the adventure as the destination. And remember, before you travel, always research for yourself. Schedules, ticket prices, and services can change, and local advice is often the best source of up-to-date information. With a little preparation, you'll find that Georgia's transport system can take you almost anywhere you want to go and introduce you to some unforgettable moments along the way. Thanks for watching. Are you considering visiting Georgia?